All right, Katie's online name says, it seems the only commandment of the 10 that we don't still have to follow is the Sabbath. If it was as important as the other 10, why are they all still upheld without exception and not that one? So I think, yeah, I won't go. I was thinking I'd read through the whole 10 commandments and just talk through them with you guys, but I need to move quicker for the sake of today's video, and I have tons of studying I got to do today. So let me say this. I don't think that we have to follow the 10 commandments by virtue of them being the 10 commandments. Let me say that again, because I want it to be clear. I'm not saying that you can have idols, that you don't have to worship God, or that you can dishonor your parents. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm saying I don't think as Christians we're under the 10 commandments, specifically these 10 commandments, by virtue of them being the 10 commandments. I think those are things, for the most part, God's going to judge all nations for. One of the commandments, though, the Sabbath, it's specifically something he's only ever judged Israel for. Right? God judges Israel on the Sabbath issues so specifically that literally they go out of the land for 70 years so that the land can have its rest. So he actually judges the nation of Israel for the Sabbath. I don't know anywhere in any text of Scripture where he judges the Gentile nations for those things. But he does judge them for idolatry. Right? So what you're getting is the idea that the 10 Commandments is specifically Israel. But it does draw from truths, many of which are true all the time. We're not under the 10 Commandments by virtue of them being these 10, because we're not under the law. But we are still under God's moral truth, which is reflected in the 10 Commandments in many ways. I'd also say all the 10 Commandments, pretty much all of them, are reiterated in some way in the New Testament. So at least the topics are mentioned again. And so honoring your parents, that's idolatry, that's mentioned specifically, right? Worshiping God and having no one before him. All these types of things, they're all listed. Don't steal. They're all listed. And the Sabbath in Romans 14 is specifically mentioned, but as something that we have liberty to do what we want with. So I'm just trying to be consistent here. 10 Commandments I'm not under, though there's many true things in there that do apply, just like there are throughout the law. But those things are true even if they weren't in the law. Right? They're true because they're true, period. But the Sabbath is specifically mentioned as something Christians have liberty on. Read Romans 14 carefully, and I think that will answer that question for you.